Welcome back to our channel. In today's video we are showing you how to make, what are you making?
A berry.
We're making a berry cake for our winner for the giveaway. So please enjoy the video. Maybe you can try the cake at home yourself. Thank you so much. We start by preheating our oven at 180 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes. Then we get into our cake. So we're going to use the 4 egg whites and then the 3 full eggs. So the egg yolks that are left, you can use them to make a custard so they don't have to go to waste. I used yogurt instead of buttermilk because I had just made the yogurt. So this is vanilla essence, but if you're using extract, you can use one teaspoon of vanilla extract. But if it's essence, because it's diluted, then you can just use 1 tablespoon of it. And as I say, you do not need to have a mixer for this recipe. You can use a wooden stick, you can use a spatula, you can use a whisk to make this cake. To mix this cake, I mean. This is canola oil because it doesn't have a strong smell. So you just beat it until it's nice and fluffy. Look at that, gorgeous. Now we're going to add our egg. So you need to keep on scraping the bottom to make sure that there's nothing that's stuck there. You'll see it especially if you are putting the eggs, that you need to keep scraping because the egg whites, they float or they just sit at the bottom. And then if you don't mix properly, when you're about to put in the pan, you're going to get the biggest shock. So just keep scraping it. Here I was supposed to be mixing every time I put the egg white, but I was so busy with so many things and trying to finish this cake that I forgot to do so. But when you're mixing, just when you're putting your eggs, just mix it at each addition. It helps for the egg whites not to get stuck at the bottom of the batter. There we go, I remembered. Now we just put our eggs in and continue mixing. Look what I was saying, there's the egg white stuck at the bottom. How gorgeous does that look? Look at the eggs popping. I used this baking paper to pour the flour because I didn't want the flour to fly everywhere. And then I put the yogurt, and then lastly I put the flour again. Then we put our vanilla. Make sure there's no flour stuck at the bottom, so just keep mixing like this. Make sure everything is combined properly. So now we're just folding. You can grease your pan with butter, with oil. You can even use that spray, cooking spray. And then I always cut the baking paper to the size of the bottom of the pan and then put it in my pan. It just helps with your cake when it's stuck. It's easier to just lift it and take the paper off. Now our 3 layers are gonna go in the oven for 20 minutes. Now for the ganache, So it needs to be melted chocolate, white chocolate, and then warm milk. So just warm it and just whisk it until it becomes nice and glossy. My little helper is always ready to avail herself. Now she's holding my hand so that she's part of the mixing. Look how beautiful that is looking already. Now we're going to make our butter icing. So the butter icing and the ganache that we just made, it's gonna be combined. I promise you, it is the best thing. So you don't put it inside the cake, you put it on top. So it's going to be the cover of the cake. And then inside the cake, we're going to use our cream cheese frosting that I'm going to show you just now how to do. As much as this is my favorite cake, it is a lot of work, but it's so worth it because it's so delicious. You just add a little bit of the milk. Don't add the entire quarter cup because you need to see how much you need. Because if you add too much, then it becomes too runny. Then you need to add more icing sugar. So just keep adding a little bit at a time. I should have used the baking paper to put the icing sugar in. I don't know what happened. So this is vanilla essence. I made, I'm busy with the vanilla, homemade vanilla that I'm busy doing. It will be ready next week. So I will be showing you guys how that one works as well. And that's what I'm gonna be using soon. This vanilla flavoring is amazing. It just takes your butter icing to another level. You have to get it and try it. So there's our ganache that's been sitting there nicely. We're going to add it and just mix this until it becomes glossy, shiny, gorgeous. So as I mentioned earlier, this is going to be for the top of the cake. And the best thing with this is that it holds nicely than cream cheese, because if this cake was for us to eat, I don't make the ganache. I just make the cream cheese and put it inside and on the top. But because I was traveling with it, I needed to put something that was going to hold it. So the cream cheese melts quickly, but the ganache just holds. It can hold for a few days. Now we're making our cream cheese frosting. So this 1/8 of a teaspoon, you can make it an inch, 1 pinch, of salt. So now the cream cheese is for the inside. That's what I'm going to use when I'm assembling the cake. If it was vanilla extract, we'd use 1 teaspoon, but it's vanilla essence, so we use 1 tablespoon. Lemon juice just gives it that tanginess, then it's not too sweet. Keep scraping the bottom, making sure that everything is combined. Otherwise you end up with butter one side, cream cheese one side when you're about to assemble your cake. There's my vanilla flavoring again. I live by this thing. Icing sugar. So I don't make my cakes overly sweet, because the recipe will call maybe for 2 cups of sugar and 3 cups of flour. I'll put 1 cup of sugar, because then the icing will be the hero to make it nice and sweet. So you end up having a big slice of cake instead of just having a tiny slice because it's too sweet. There's our gorgeous berries, blackberry, raspberry, and strawberry. This, oh my goodness, it's plum and strawberry sauce. It is so good. So it's a jam, but it is so good. So for this cake, you need it. I got it from Woolworths. It's a bit pricey, but you don't use much. But it just takes your cake to another level. So I didn't cut my cake on the top because it was pretty level. So I thought because I'm going to be putting berries in the middle, I didn't really need to, but you can cut it and just make it straight if that's what you want. So the first layer, we're starting with strawberries. Then we're putting our cream cheese. Also what we piped around, it's cream cheese frosting. I do not like a pale cake. I want it to be rich in color. We're going to frost our cream cheese frosting again. And just keep on assembling until we get to the top. Adding our plum and strawberry jam again. And then our raspberries. And my helper was putting the blackberries. Not blackberries, I think it's blueberries. But you get what I mean. You know what this stuff is. Can the berry police not give me a fine for saying the blueberries were blackberries? So that's cream cheese frosting again. Final layer. This is now the chocolate ganache with the butter icing. So we're first going to do the first layer, the crumb coating, and then we're going to put it in the fridge for 20 minutes just for it to hold nicely when we put our second layer of the icing. Must keep covering it with a wet towel because you don't want it to dry out. So the real professionals, they'll be moving this thing faster and faster. I'm not there yet, so just bear with me. I look so confused. I decided to add a bit more of the ganache because I didn't want it to be too little. You don't want it to be heavy because it's just a first coat, but you also don't want it to be too little so that it dries in the fridge. This is our edible flowers, just to brighten everything up. And now we're putting our, this is 20 minutes in the fridge, it's already out now, and we're putting our second layer of the ganache. The second layer is just to hide the other, you know, incidents. There's the berry jam, you can see it was already coming out. So by putting the second layer, it makes sure to cover it in, so it's like a glue to cover everything in, all the misunderstandings, if you know what I mean. So the professionals do this quite fast, but yeah, let's leave it to them for now. Let's do what we can. And then we're just going to assemble and decorate with our berries and our edible flowers, and yeah. Please try this recipe. You will not regret it. It will be your favorite. Our winner said her favorite is chocolate cake, but she's got an open mind, and after eating it, she was very pleased. So, hey, try it as well. It might end up being your favorite too. Now for our flowers, and then at the end I'm just gonna sprinkle some edible glitter just to give it that gold, shimmering, shiny. It's gonna be so pretty. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and when you make it, share it with your friends and family. I was doing a little happy dance because it was looking very nice. And I decided to just pipe the sides because it was just too naked for my liking. There's our edible glitter. Sprinkling some slow. Yes. Girl, this is gorgeous, man. This is so cute. Is it funny?
You can see you do a little dancey dance.
Get excited.
Okay, I'm gonna come forward for a close up.
Get excited. There you have it, my berry cake. Are you gonna try it? Please let me know if you do. That is it. Thank you so much for watching. Now we are ready to go and deliver the cake to the owner. This is what it looks like.
Mama, no, to the auntie, not to the owner.
I'm sorry, babe. We're gonna deliver the cake to the auntie like April said. Is that okay? Please don't forget to subscribe, share, and like this video. And then we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to another video of Angel Cooking with Joy. As you can see here, we've got all our ingredients. Today we'll be making the best fried chicken ever. Please make sure to put a thumbs up and enjoy the video. Now let's get into it.
For our marinade, we just need our chicken, our yogurt. You can use buttermilk, but I prefer to use yogurt because I make it at home and it gives you the same results. So try what you have. some pepper, some garlic powder, some salt, some hot sauce. This is so fire from Chicken Licken, but you can try whatever hot sauce that you have. We've got a freezer bag, so you can also let it rest in a bowl if you do not have a freezer bag. So the interesting thing about this recipe is that in 2016, here it's 2016, Greg and Lucky on 94.7 radio station, they said somebody somebody leaked the KFC recipe on the internet, and they were looking for somebody to replicate it and take it to their studio. So I was going through a bad day, and then I thought, what's the worst that could happen? So I decided to just stop the car and just type, I can do it. And then I'd already started cooking different chickens and different things. So I thought, why not? I like a challenge. I looked up the recipe and I bought all the spices that were written there to be the 11 spices. But I tried them and nothing was working, nothing was happening. So I decided, okay, let me look up other chicken recipes like that. So I found like a buttermilk recipes and stuff. So I decided to put different recipes into one, and then I tried it. So now we're just gonna leave this one to go in the fridge overnight. And there's our flour, our water for the eggs, empty cup so that we can crack our egg in there. I don't like to crack my eggs in a same place where I'm going to be mixing it. Some salt, paprika, some black pepper. You can also use white pepper here. Some eggs. A knife and a fork. Ginger powder. Ginger and garlic go so well with chicken. There's our mustard powder. Our onion powder. Our garlic powder. And there's our secret spice, the Chinese 5 spice. It's really, really good for this recipe. I actually just love the Chinese 5 spice, so I would try it anyway. There's our marinated chicken. So you can get it at a supermarket. I got mine at a spa. Now we just put our ingredients together, mix it, and then we're going to continue with our recipe. But as I was saying, so I tried different recipes. I was by my friend's house and she was like, okay, let's try this, we try this, and we tried it, and we had so much chicken. I actually have a video. I went with her to the studio, and then she recorded me when they were trying it and when I was talking to Greg and Lucky. So I'm going to link that video in the description. If you'd like to watch it, please go and watch it. And yeah, it was really, really fun. I had so much fun. Then I just realized, you know what, I can actually start trying different things. So I did that. I tried now baking. That's when I started baking. And then my husband said to me, I must try a cheesecake, a baked cheesecake. I'm like, that's a bit complicated for somebody who just started baking. But anyway, I tried it and it came out so well. And yeah, then my love for cooking and baking just grew and grew and grew from there. And also when I was young, my mom used to love making the fried chicken. So my brother Jeffrey, he calls it KFC. So I'm telling him now it's JFC. This is not KFC. This is Joy's Fried Chicken. And yeah, please try it. It seems like a lot of work, but it actually is not. So you can have your kids help you out, and yeah, try it. My eyes have been giving me so much problems for the past 2 months, so I went to the optometrist yesterday. He gave me some antihistamine, some eye drops, and he said in 2 weeks I must come and change my glasses. So I decided I wasn't gonna be able to be in front of the camera with my eyes looking funny. So I asked my sous chefs if they can help me, and they were more than willing to help me. So I am so grateful. And also a huge shout out to Leslie for making these aprons for us. They are gorgeous. We all love them. And if anybody wants an apron, I'm gonna leave his details in the description. Then you can also contact him if you want. Here we had forgotten the Chinese 5 spice, and we realized, hey, hold the bus. So we could do it, we could add it, because it really just adds that little bit of a je ne sais quoi, whatever that means. But it adds it. Move the bowl a bit closer to shape for that side, because I can't really see. Yeah, can't see it. Okay, babe.
Okay. There you go.
It's not loud.
So
I didn't record you putting the out.
oh, sorry.
It looks like that we are making jam on it.
It does. Okay, so I don't know.
That looks like chicken meat. Lola, it looks like your hand got no food.
Because there's fruit. The texture of it.
There's more? This side of the end. Yeah. So I can scared of the chicken.
Flour.
I don't know what to do.
What else is it?
Egg,
Flour.
flour,
Right.
yeah. Flour. I don't know to.
Okay, you put it on the rack for me, okay?
Hmm?
You put it on the rack. Can you take this?
It looks like a madam.
I do not know where she saw this madam that gets her hands dirty, but that's what she says, so we just go with it. And when we're done with all this chicken, we're going to rest it in the fridge for 30 minutes before we fry it, just to make sure the flour sticks to the chicken, because if we put it now, it's just going to come out and it will start burning, because it's going to be 2 batches. So just let it rest in the fridge. Look at that. Now it's just gonna go in the refrigerator for 30 minutes. She was waiting impatiently for the oil to get hot. Look at that. Oh, you must make sure that your oil is really hot, because remember, this just came out of the fridge. And it depends on how big your pieces are. If they're really big, maybe try to cut them If you can't cut them, then just let it cook for 15 minutes per side instead of 10 minutes. And the aroma in this kitchen, in this house, it really was so good. So good. So the weekend is coming, the kids are at home, you are not working. Try this recipe out, give it a try. So let's just say, like, on Friday night you can marinate it, and then on Saturday for dinner or for lunch, late lunch, you can have yourself some JFC. It's really good. Look how beautiful, that golden color. We were all hungry, and April kept returning to come and check on this chicken. She calls all of her chicken wings. Now it's ready to go out. Make sure that you've got a paper towel so that it can drain some of the oil. Actually, most of the oil, because it's quite oily. As you can see, we just fried it. So put it on a paper towel. She really does love chicken wings. Anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, and try it. When you've tried it, please let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much to Amina and to April. You guys are amazing, my sous chefs. I love you so much. Thank you. Bye. Thank you, babe. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are making homemade pizza. Please stay tuned. This is our favorite as a family. We love pizza, but we don't make it all the time. So I thought today I would show you how I make it at home, and enjoy the video. Thank you. To start with, we are going to make our polish or pre-ferment. This is when you take the flour, yeast, honey, and water, mix it together, and put it on the counter for 1 hour, and then put it in the fridge overnight until the next day when you need to make your pizza. This is very important to do because your pizza is going to be light and fluffy and crunchy, everything that you want it to be. It's going to be very Italian. So mix your honey and your water together, and then pour it inside the flour. I use the Italian flour, the 00, but you can also use the bread flour or the cake flour, but this for me is #1. You just mix it with a spatula and cover it with cling wrap and set your timer for 1 hour. After 1 hour, place it in the fridge. If you want the best pizza, do not skip this step. Now we're just gonna cover it with cling wrap. Look at that. Now this is the next day. We have our water, so it doesn't need a lot of ingredients. The pizza base. Less is more when it comes to pizza. There's our polish. Look at all those bubbles. Look at that. Looks like a cheese, sort of. We're just going to mix it with the water. So for the actual pizza, we need the water, all of the polish that we made the previous day, flour, and salt. That is it. We didn't use the mixer for the pizza because I wanted all those bubbles in the pizza, and by working it with my hands, it released a lot of bubbles than if you were just using a mixer. But you can also use a mixer. Just mix until the water and the polish is combined. Then we add our salt. April wanted to do it, but you can also just do it yourself. Now we add our 00 flour, 1250 grams. You must just be careful when you're pouring because the flour just runs everywhere. Maybe you might need to wear a mask for this process. You need muscle for this job, so you need to get helpers, get volunteers. They'll enjoy it more when they have helped you. Then we just add the rest of the flour, mix it together, and then we just knead it. I don't know if this is called kneading, but yeah. Now I just take it out of the bowl and knead it a bit more. Now we're just going to cover it for 15 minutes just to relax the gluten before we continue the kneading process. You need olive oil. It helps it to be nice and crunchy later on when you're making it, and also it helps it not to stick too much. It does stick a lot, but the oil just helps you. So when you're folding it by hand like this, you're putting air inside the dough, and that helps it to puff up when you're making it. And it's got this beautiful bubbles, these like holes when you bite into it or you cut into it. And you need a lot of flour because it becomes very, very sticky, as you can see there. Just lift it. I'm just doing this to add some air inside of the dough, and then just fold it in itself. All these steps are very important, but they're also easy. They are not difficult at all. So with this dough you can make 8 small pizzas, 8 to 10 small pizzas, or you can just make 6 big ones. There's some olive oil to help you to be able to carry it. We need some oil for the bowl as well, so that it's easy to take it out a bit later on. You don't need to put a lot of oil though. Look at this, because after 1 hour you will see the difference. Now we just let it rest on the counter for 1 hour. We've got some semolina and flour on this side. Look at that. This is after 1 hour of just sitting on the counter. We need some olive oil so that we can take it out. It's easier when your hands have got olive oil, then you can just lift it out and put it on the counter. It doesn't stick to your hand. Now we just fold it into itself, and you can see the difference already. It's gorgeous, looks beautiful, like a bean bag. I love this technique of folding it into itself like this. It just helps with the amount of bubbles. Even when I'm making sourdough bread, I also do it like this. And my bread always comes out with these big bubbles inside, and it's gorgeous. It's sexy. Now we're just cutting this into 6. As I mentioned, you can also cut into 8, even into 10 if you're making very small pizzas. Not very small, but medium, I guess. I went to Westpac to go buy 3 boxes of pizza. They say they don't sell a box, 1 box. They sell like 50 boxes or something like that. So I just bought 50. So now when I make pizza and I'm giving somebody, I give them in a box. And it looks so pretty. Now we just continue the folding process, and then we're going to let these rest also for 2 hours. It really seems like a lot of work, but it's not, because the time that is resting is you doing something else, so you're not sitting waiting for it. So by the time supper time comes, it is ready to go. So now I leave it for 2 hours, as I mentioned. So when it gets to the first hour, I then switch on my oven and put the pizza stone in the oven to the highest temperature that you have. So mine is 250, and then it says max on top of 250. That's what I use. And then just leave the pizza stone there, because by the time I put my pizzas, they are in and out so quickly. Now we're just putting some oil on top of the bowl, because when you put the cling wrap, it will help it not to stick to the cling wrap. You don't need to put a lot, just a little bit. But you can already see the bubbles. So gorgeous. I absolutely love making pizza. I recently learned how to do it, and the pizzas, my favorite pizza is the 4 cheeses or quattro formaggi. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but that is my favorite all-time pizza. So there's this restaurant that we used to go to, an Italian restaurant, and this is what we always ordered. So when lockdown happened, I decided to try it, and oh my goodness, it came out so well. While that one is rising for 2 hours, we're going to make our marinara sauce or our pizza sauce. We start with our grated onion and switch off the stove, because yeah, it flies. It flies all over the place. So you need to make sure that you heat your oil and then switch it off and then add the onions. It's safer that way. Thank goodness April was not walking around. Some garlic, some basil, some Italian herbs or Italian seasoning, some oregano, some salt and pepper, some onion powder, butter. You don't need to melt the butter. It was just in the freezer, so I thought it was gonna take too long, so I put it in the microwave, but then it stayed in the microwave too long. There's some tomato puree, so you can also just grate tomatoes and have like a packet of tomato paste with your grated tomatoes if you do not have tomato puree, and you just cook it together. Add some sugar. This is very important because tomatoes, the acidity level on the tomatoes is a bit high, so you need the sugar. If you can't have sugar, maybe try honey or another sweetener, but you need to put it, because the tomatoes, they're actually bitter if you just don't put anything to break down the acidity levels. And just let it simmer. And then lastly, you put the Parmesan. So the whole process of the marinara sauce is, let's say, 20 minutes, because 5 minutes to get everything together. And then lastly, you put the Parmesan and then just let it simmer for further 15 minutes on a very low heat. So also you can add some water to this sauce if it's too thick. So just add some water and then let it simmer for 15 minutes. That's what I did, but I forgot to show that part when I added the water. It should look a bit darker and rich like this, and the oil should be on top. Then you see that it's ready. Now we're going to make our pork. We had made pork the previous night, so I decided to just marinate it with some Asian ingredients like soy sauce, the sweet soy sauce, the Chinese 5 spice, the oyster sauce, all those different yummy goodness, sesame oil, and I just marinated in the fridge overnight and cut it into small pieces. That's what I use for the pizza, with some onion. You can put chicken also here. You can marinate your chicken and then use it like that, but I already had the pork and I couldn't let it go to waste, so that's why I used it. There's a Chinese 5 spice again. I absolutely love this because the flavors that it brings into your food, it is so good. And you don't have to put a lot. Less is more with this as well. Just fry it, but not until it's ready, because it's just gonna finish in the oven with the pizza. And also when you marinate your meat, then it cooks quickly. So I'm a big believer in marinating. And this Jack Daniel barbecue sauce, oh, it is really good. So you can invest in that, or you can just make your own barbecue sauce. I know there's recipes for that. Maybe I'll make my own barbecue sauce one of the days and show you guys how to do it. After 2 hours, look what they look like. They have doubled in size. So we started with April's pizza because, yeah, she was asking for this pizza every 5 seconds. Is the pizza ready? Is the pizza ready? The reason hers was different is because she is very specific. Also, the 00 flour makes it so easy to handle. It's elastic and it doesn't just break. The dough doesn't just break. What do you want on your pizza? You want mushrooms?
No.
Okay.
I want cheese. I want cheese, Mama.
Okay. Okay, do you want this cheese also?
Not for this one.
Okay, so let's put. But you want to make a face, baby. Don't just throw. How do you make a face? She wanted to make an emoji pizza, but it was not working. But I let her just do her own thing because it was her pizza at the end of the day. And if I let her do the small one, then she doesn't want to help me with the big ones. She's done. She's sitting, eating, enjoying her own. Then I can get to do the other pizzas without her. What is it called? Non-solicited help. Big words in English, but yes. Then she can sit down and then I can just finish what I'm doing. She also wanted these Viennas, the chicken Viennas. She doesn't like mushrooms. She doesn't like a lot of things that were on our pizzas. And she finished this whole pizza. Granted, it was 2 days. She finished it the next day, but still she finished it. So excited. Thank you, baby. Now on to our pizzas. So the one pizza that I made, the first one, this one, it was the 4 cheeses or the quattro formaggi. So what I do is when you finish rolling it like this, you put your marinara sauce and put it in the preheated oven for 5 minutes. Then your your base has already started baking, so it's not heavy. You never have like a doughy pizza because you've already started the process with that. And then now you add the rest of your toppings, and then you bake for further 5 minutes, and your pizza is nice and crunchy and gorgeous and fluffy, and the crust is beautiful. So do it like that. Put the marinara sauce, put it in the oven, and then bring it back. Put the rest of the toppings. I promise you, you will thank me for this. And please, please, if you try it, let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm also gonna add my Instagram. If you want to let me know there, you can also do so. I'm very active in the comments, so you can just send a message and let me know what you think. And if you have any questions also, please leave them in the comments below. I absolutely love gorgonzola. So my brother always says to me, why? Just use Parmesan. So when he comes to South Africa, I am going to make this for him. And then he is going to be converted. He is a chef, but he does not like gorgonzola. I understand the smell is quite strong, but it's very good. Yes, look at the transition. How gorgeous was that though? I could watch that the whole day. Now we're making our second pizza. This one I call it the anything goes toppings, because I literally just put everything that I found in my kitchen, in my fridge. I just put. So it's not a specific pizza. It doesn't have a name to say it's a pork pizza or what pizza. It's just anything that I have in the kitchen I use. So you can also do the same thing. You can use anything. You can use chicken, you can use wors. If you want, you can use anything. Just put it on your pizza. It's your pizza. Why should somebody else tell you what to put on your pizza? It's yours. It doesn't have to have a name. It can just be amazing pizza, whatever. We just put our marinara and then we're gonna put it in the oven like we did with the first one. And then bring it back for the rest of the toppings. I made a lot of pizzas this day and I shared them. And I also made for my husband, it was the one with the cauliflower base. I'm going to do a video on that soon. And if you do not want to use this pizza, the flour dough, you can just use the cauliflower base to make it. And he said it was very good. I don't like it that much because I'm currently not doing anything healthy. So I think when you are in that healthy mindset, then it's easier to enjoy things like that. But for me, I just enjoyed my Double Zero pizza and it was really good. It was lovely. Some mushrooms, some pork, some olives. As I said, anything that you want to put on your pizza, put it. It's your pizza. Pepper juice, put them. I buy this from when I'm making snacks with crackers. Then I just assemble with these things. So I thought, hey, let's try it on a pizza and see. And we enjoyed it. Some onion marmalade. This is optional, but it was there, so I used it. More mozzarella, because why not? It's your pizza. Put some more mozzarella. Put it. Have fun. It's your kitchen. Enjoy yourself. That's why this channel is Enjoy Cooking with Joy, because we just have so much fun here. There are no unnecessary rules. You just do what you want to do and enjoy it in the process. As long as you're having fun making delicious food, do it. Look at the babies. How gorgeous. How gorgeous. Anything goes, plus the 4 cheese pizzas. Yes. This was so much fun. I had so much fun making these pizzas. Please try them. I promise you, you will love them. And you will be making pizzas every weekend for your family and your friends. Some Parmesan, obviously, because why not? This is a debate. A lot of people say, why put avocado on the pizza? I say, why not? It's my pizza. I love avocado. Let me do it. Let me do it. Let me have fun. Please, please try it. I promise you, you're going to love it. As you saw, there was no fancy equipment. I used my hands to make this pizza. My hands. You can use your own hands. And if you don't have a pizza stone, you can use the baking tray. Even Pavarotti was excited there when I started cutting. This cutter was not working. It was like I was cutting with a plastic knife. But it's okay. Thank you so much for spending time with me during my pizza making session today. Please, if you try it, let me know how it comes out. See you in the next video. So good. Okay. enjoyed this video, please try it and let me know what you think. It looks like a lot of work, but actually it is not. So it's not a takeaway, it's a homemade pizza. Enjoy it with your family and friends, and also please share this video. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share with your family and friends. Thank you so much for watching. See you soon in the next video. Bye.